Thanks again for joining me for our Who Are EHOs video series. Today, we're speaking with Alicia, an EHO in South Australia. How would you describe environmental health to someone who doesn't know what it is?
Environmental health is the practice, the varied practice of ensuring that any risk to public health from varied sources is as limited as possible. So reducing risk in all different aspects of the community. So food safety, wastewater, cooling towers, warm water systems, supported residential facility, general public health complaints, so risks associated with hoarding and squalor and vermin. So it's very varied and very valuable.
What do you love most about being an EHO?
I love that it's out in the community. I love that it's very varied. Every day is different, and people say that. It's so cliche. But as an EHO, it really is different. You might be doing food safety inspections. You might have a lot of those to do, but every business is different. Different risks associated, different practices. So you never know what you're going to find, and I really enjoy that. You know, sometimes good surprises, sometimes not so good surprises. The variability and the inherent unpredictability is probably what I enjoy most about it, and certainly the satisfaction of knowing that even though it's sometimes difficult to quantify because public health is all about prevention, right? So even though sometimes it's difficult to quantify how many people are not sick because of your actions, you'd know in any case that you've made a difference and that you've prevented lots of suffering and ill health. So I give myself little pats on the back for that one.
Where are you working and what's your role?
I'm in South Australia and I work for an organisation called the Eastern Health Authority. And we take care of the public health aspects of all of the Eastern councils in South Australia's public health matters. I'd like to be an auditor too, but at this point I'm an EHO.
Describe a typical working week.
So doing lots of food safety inspections. A typical week would also involve following up on lots of public health complaints, visits to properties that perhaps are hoarded or squalid, assessing them for public health risk. It also involves lots of liaising with council representatives, because whilst we are part of council, we're also separate, so our offices are separate. So liaising with general inspectors and other council people on various aspects because we often have to work together. Would involve writing perhaps improvement notices and sometimes expiations, dropping those to businesses, and then any administration involved in the supported residential facilities, so licensing, approving acting managers, things related to supported residential facilities. That would be at the moment. And also swimming pools.
What are some of your proudest moments?
So my proudest moments have certainly been leaving businesses where they've agreed to be compliant, they've understood the risks, they understand the directions, and overall we've had a good interaction, even though it could have been stressful and difficult, and I've managed to turn that around so that we've got a compliant outcome and a nice feeling between us.
What are some of the challenges you face?
Yeah, certainly sometimes you'll find yourself in situations where, difficult situations where you know that you have a really important role. You have to be able to effectively communicate the risks and ensure compliance, but balance that with because often you'll have a very upset or stressed individual that you're dealing with, and so you need to be able to know also when to walk away from that situation and make a phone call, send a letter later on. But I find that they're the most challenging, and you really have to dig deep and use all of your really good negotiating skills, and that's, I've found, the best way forward through those really challenging situations. What else would I find quite challenging? It's really important to stay up to date with the current directions. They're changing all the time. The fact sheets are changing all the time. So you've got to be checking them all the time. Every day I check and make sure that there hasn't been any update or any change.
What's something that you know now that you wish you had have known at the beginning of your career?
Obviously that there perhaps was going to be a pandemic coming and hijacking my new role. That would have been terrific to know in advance. I don't know that I would have been able to prepare for it in any case, but certainly would have been handy to know. I suppose just how pivoting you have to be an EHO and how adaptable. You really can't rest on your haunches. You've just got to keep up to date and keep going up the road. I think I would have,
What advice would you give to someone wanting to become an EHO?
Certainly do a lot of research into what the role involves, lots of work experience if you have the opportunity. I don't think you can do too much work experience. It will really give you an idea of what's involved in the role, but also different councils have different weighting depending on their councils, so different areas of environmental health. They give you an idea of what you enjoy. So that's probably what I'd tell new EHOs. And I guess also that the job isn't 9 to 5 and sometimes you're required to work in the evenings and on weekends. It's nice to be prepared for that. That's what I would probably tell. And that it's wonderful and you'll love it and it'll keep you so busy and engaged and you won't really very often have any dull days. If that's the kind of role that you're looking for, then your environmental health will suit you.
Thank you, Alicia, for sharing your role as an EHO.
Thank you, that was great.
Don't forget to subscribe to the EHA YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest videos. In case you missed it, last week EHA hosted a live chat event to celebrate Earth Day. A recording of the live chat can be found on the EHA YouTube channel under events. I'll see you next time.